Welcome to Supporting Your Children for School and Home Success. My name is Renee Samuels from Samwell Solutions, and I am excited to share with you how you can best support your children for school and home success. In addition to being a special education teacher, I am a teacher trainer who teaches teachers how to change their instruction to meet the needs of every learner in their class using the very best practices with the highest impact. All parents want what's best for their children. We support them in every way we know how. But it's likely most parents don't realize there is a right way and a wrong way to support their child in learning. And doing it the wrong way may not only be unhelpful, but it can actually be harmful to their progress. Parents are a child's first teacher, and they are responsible for teaching all of life's essential skills. And with an increase in home-based and hybrid learning, parents now have an increased responsibility for teaching academic skills as well. Teaching is a skill, and when done well, it's an art. So why is it so many believe they are inherently equipped with the skills necessary to be an effective teacher when they've had no opportunity to learn the do's and don'ts of teaching? Teaching is intentional. And to be effective in supporting your child, you also need to be intentional in how you work with your child, whether you're teaching them how to tie their shoes or how to master their spelling list. Based on evidence-based practices from the book A Parent's Guide to Supporting Children in Learning at Home, in this webinar, you will learn what impacts student learning, what you have control over, and how to create an instructional match to build success for any child and every child, regardless of their age, skill level, or the subject matter. Supporting your child in learning can be overwhelming, so understanding the three main parts that comprise student learning will help you understand what you have control over and what you can change. This triangle has the student on the top. They are who they are. They come wired with all of their predispositions, their likes, their dislikes, their strengths, and their weaknesses, and there is little we can do to change any of this. The top of the triangle is an area we cannot control. We have influence, we can nurture them, we can guide them, but we cannot change or control them. Some children are eager learners and some are resistant learners. Some pick up concepts easily and others struggle with each academic step. It doesn't matter. They are who they are and that's okay. There's nothing wrong. It's the bottom of the triangle where we have the power to intervene. So if we can't control the child, what can we control? Well, first, we can control the way we engage with the child when we are teaching or reteaching a concept or skill. When a parent is helping their child with schoolwork or teaching them to brush their teeth, essentially, they are providing instruction, and parents provide a lot of instruction, almost continuously from birth well into adulthood. When teaching a discrete skill, our instruction, not the child, makes the difference between a child's success and a child's frustration. When teaching at home, parents are in control over how interactive the learning is, how often the child is asked to remember and retrieve information from their brain, the type of feedback provided, and how much time is spent on processing a current concept before moving on to the next one. They are also in control of the supports available to help with skill retention, and if they are using strategies that will support a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. These are all factors that play a role in a child's success, and they are all factors we have control over when working with our children at home. In addition to instruction, at home, parents also have control over when and where learning activities take place. When working on schoolwork, some children have more success working at the kitchen table, where they can be closely monitored. Others might need to work in a space that is quieter, with fewer distractions. Regardless, every student needs a space devoted to learning that is clutter-free and has all of the essential tools needed for learning easily accessible. In addition to needing space for materials and a device, they also need additional surface area to work with pencil and paper. Parents also have control Over the time of day, we are asking students to engage in learning activities at home. While homeschooling families have the flexibility of choosing any time throughout the day, families supporting their children in a traditional school setting can choose if completing homework right after school works best for their child, or if waiting until after dinner is a better option. Because let's face it, some children need the opportunity to unwind or play the moment they get home from school. I once had a family request the school allow all homework to be completed over the weekend. This particular child needed parental support in completing assignments, and school nights were too hectic for their family. So, squeezing in evening homework activities was creating frustration for everyone. Weekends were a time when there was less of a time crunch, and parents were available to best support the child at home. You know your child best, and each child is different. So, recognizing there is not a one size fits all approach that works for every student empowers parents to communicate and collaborate with the teacher if you feel adjustments need to be made to best suit your child and family. Now, some parents are homeschooling, and others are providing additional enrichment activities to help their child catch up or get ahead. And all parents are teaching children daily hygiene and household skills. In these cases, parents have control over the type of tasks they are asking their child to complete and the amount of support provided. It is vital to ensure independent activities are truly at a child's independent level. It's important during instruction the child is demonstrated they are proficient enough with the skill at hand to complete the task independently before leaving them to finish the task on their own. This applies to everything from solving subtraction with regrouping problems to properly writing the letters of the alphabet to doing the dishes. Otherwise, we run the risk of the child incorrectly practicing the skill, which can create bad habits that are hard to break. If a child is not quite independent yet, the task may need to be accommodated so that it is at the child's independent level. Or an adult may need to provide additional support to help the child complete the task successfully. Now, for children attending school, tasks are assigned by the teacher. Although these assignments are intended to be completed independently, sometimes the student is not at a level of proficiency needed to be to complete the task on his own. This could mean the child may need just a little more instruction to be able to complete the assignment on his own, or maybe it means it's time for the parent to reach out to the teacher to share their observations and discuss strategies to ensure the work coming home is at their child's independent level. Because, let's be honest, if the work is too hard, the child isn't getting anything out of doing the task in the first place, and struggling to complete it is just going to create confusion and frustration. Keep in mind, these same rules apply when teaching your child to brush their teeth, to bathe independently, to clean their room, to get ready for school. The list goes on and on. But if adequate instruction isn't provided, they're not going to adequately meet your expectations for completing the task. Now, I'd be lying if I said I never told my 5-year-old to go brush her teeth, knowing she wasn't going to do an adequate job without my oversight. It's hard to be mindful all of the time, but when you find yourself nagging your kids about not meeting your expectations for keeping up with their homework responsibilities or getting up for school on time, you will find you get a lot farther by reflecting on the type of instruction you're providing than by pestering them about the same things over and over again. It does not matter what type of learner you have or what you are trying to teach. Good instructional strategies work for all types of learners. So let's recap. The influences over student learning are the student, the instruction, and the environment and task. When learning breaks down, we can change the instruction, the task, or the learning environment to create an instructional match. An instructional match is when the instruction and tasks and environment are all working successfully to allow for optimal learning. An instructional match equals success. Parents and teachers have control over the bottom of the triangle only, the instruction, environment, and task, but they have no control over the student. So in order to create an instructional match, parents and teachers need to make changes to the way they are teaching where they are teaching, and what they are asking the child to do to optimize learning experiences. Whether you are a parent providing at-home enrichment, supporting your struggling learner, or full-time homeschooling, a parent educated in how to work with their child will be better able to support their child. Even parents who are trying to determine why their child isn't successful in the classroom, or parents who are advocating for better supports in school, will be more equipped to contribute to the conversation when they understand how teaching and learning works. A Parent's Guide to Supporting Children in Learning at Home shares specific, research-validated strategies on how to adjust instruction to maximize learning and increase student success, and to reduce tension, frustration, and turmoil at home. It's available in paperback and in ebook on Amazon, or by clicking on the link below. Here, you will find a comprehensive, easy-to-read guide that prepares parents with all of the essential teaching techniques to set the stage for learning, to build student ownership over learning, to study effectively, and to change instruction to better meet the needs of the child. Let's face it, parents are working harder than ever to support their children in learning. But who's supporting the parents? A Parent's Guide to Supporting Children in Learning at Home is like the Cliff's Notes version to teaching. It nurtures, guides, and supports parents in becoming not only better teachers and advocates for their children, but better parents as well.